we're going to talk about the corporate governance, the driving force of the corporate governance, and what are the basic concepts underlying the corporate governance. When we look at what is corporate governance, the corporate governance is basically a system by which the organizations are directed and controlled. These were given in the UK Cadbury report, which issued in 1992. And the corporate governance also serve the need of the shareholder and the other stakeholder by encouraging the good business practices in order to meet the entity's objective. Then in OECD model, that was specified by the system by which the businesses of the corporations are directed and controlled. It's specified the distribution of rights and obligations among different participants in the organization, such as the board members, managers, shareholders, and other stakeholders. This spells out the rules and procedure to use in making the decision on corporate affairs, and provide the structure through which the company's objective can be set, and also provide the means by which those objectives can be attained, and also the performance of the organization can be monitored. The Institute of Internal Auditor, they also describe the corporate governance as procedure utilized by representatives of the organization as stakeholder to provide oversight of the risk and control processes which are administered by the management in the organization. In a nutshell, it's just a system by which companies are directed and controlled. The driving force behind this corporate governance are globalization, where the entities in the region operate globally and they need to report globally. And the second is the creative financial reporting practices, which evolved over a period in the marketplace, so which eroded the stakeholder confidence due to the off the balance sheet financing the transaction item, the window dressing kind of thing. So there was a need for a good reporting. And the high-profile scandal that took place in the past, like Polypack, BCCI, Enron, Maxwell, this all increased the need of corporate governance, a good corporate governance system, which should be fair and effective in directing and controlling the organization. So basically, there are 9 concepts underlying the corporate governance. First one, the fairness, where it is required that the organization should create a balance in serving the needs and interest of the whole stakeholder. What is the stakeholder? Stakeholder basically mean the groups and individuals who influence and get influenced due to the operation and decision of the organization. So the second principle is openness and transparency, which require the voluntary disclosure to be given relating to particularly related party transaction, director interest in the organization, and also the financial sufficient disclosure in the statement, financial statement sufficient disclosure, so that the reader can understand the substance of the transaction in deciding making their decision for investment, disinvestment in those organizations, dealing with those organizations. And the third principle is independence, which required that the board should have independent non-executive director. The fourth principle is the probity and propriety, which means there is no attempt made to mislead this shareholder, and there is no uncovered fraud, and there is no personal interest of the managers and the people who are conducting the business and the business of the organization. And fifth one is the responsibility. Self-evaluation of board performance need to be undertaken, corrective measures need to be taken, and the mismanagement need to be penalized. And the next principle is accountability, which means the directors should be accountable to the shareholder. Normally at the annual general meeting, we see that the shareholder have the right to ask the question to the director about the effect and the prudence of the decision, business decision they have undertaken. And under the accountability come the audit committees, function, here comes the internal auditor function, here comes the external auditor function, and then the next principle, the reputation. And by providing the reputation of the business needs to be upheld by providing the quality of services, having the fair business practices, and having the compliance with the laws of the country, of the land, and having the good risk management, having the corporate social responsibility index, effective performance in this area of corporate social responsibility. And the next one is the good judgment. All the decisions to be taken to enhance the value of the country. This is the eighth principle. And the ninth principle is the integrity, objectivity, and the honesty, which means all the dealing should be done by the management with personal honesty and professionalism. So basically, if you look at any corporate governance rules, procedure, or code, you will find the nine underlying concepts existing here. So basically, when we look at the framework for effective corporate governance, it starts with setting the business objective, providing a clear direction, then having the embedded working practices, independent review, and the objective judgment. When we say clear direction, means there should be a leadership strategy in the organization, there should be a procedure by which the guidance should be provided to the management, and there should be internal control in place, risk management policy should be in place, the culture of the organization should be ethical, capable culture should be there should be proper structure, policy and procedure should exist in the organization, and when we look at the independent review, then we say the information system and reporting routine should be very effective in the organization. Audit and assurance should be in form of internal audit, and effective external audit should be there, and the board procedure to provide the oversight to all the business which is being conducted by the organization, and management of the organization should be there, and there should be compliance with those policy and procedure which are provided by the board, and well-managed investor relationship should be there. This will help in having the objective judgment. So we would do work on four areas. Set a business objective, and then four areas is clear business direction, embedded working practices, independent review, and then the objective judgment, which I already explained in form of board procedure and oversight, and the compliance with the investor relationship compliance and investor relationship management, and the annual disclosure of this procedure and policy. This will enhance the stakeholder confidence, and that's what we call the effective corporate governance. So in UK, the model is the comply, confirm, and explain. And in UK, even the overseas company, they don't have to follow the UK Code of Corporate Governance. They just have to follow, explain in their financial statement what the significant difference between the Code of Corporate Governance which exists in UK and which is in their own country. So in this way, if we look at the USA side, there is the Salmon Auxiliary Act which governs this area, and this act is applicable on the listed company which file the account to SEC, Security Exchange Commission. They are not only the UK listed company, they also include the USA company, they also include those non-USA companies which are listed on the USA Stock Exchange, and also which are the subsidiary of the those non-USA companies which are listed on the UK Stock Exchange. And this act shifts the responsibility for financial statement reporting integrity and accuracy to the audit committee, and disclosure, financial statement disclosure is enhanced, expanded disclosure is demanded under this act, and every organization and company, listed company, is required to have an internal code of ethics, and there are restrictions on share trading by corporate officers of these companies, which are listed companies, during the closed period. And only one worry is which is being echoed in the USA, is the higher compliance cost, particularly the high cost of documenting and testing the internal control periodically, annually, because the requirement is that companies should have a review of their internal control system and make a statement in their annual financial statement about the effectiveness of its design and the operation of those internal control. And another thing which came out in USA, and now it's also coming up in other countries as well, that new regulator has been brought up to set the standard with disciplinary power, like in USA, the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, which is the auditors of the auditor, which look at the work done by the audit firm in case of listed and public interest entity. And the auditing standard has been tightened. Retention of working paper period has been extended. Normally it was 5 years, now it's become 7 years. Firm of chartered accountant are required to have a quality control procedure in place in the firm, and every listed company is required to have an internal control system reviewed periodically, annually, particularly once in a year. And the external auditors are prohibited to provide services, certain services, such as internal audit, bookkeeping, system study and system design, valuation, legal services, actuary services, because consider that if they are providing these services at the time of audit, they will be self-reviewing, and the chance of the audit failure would be higher. And auditor need to discuss the accounting policy, management letter, and unadjusted differences with the audit committee. When they conclude the audit, they have to sit with the audit committee, talk about the appropriateness of accounting policies, and also the management letter, which is normally the letter explaining the weakness in the system of the organization. And also they have to inform the audit committee if there is a different opinion of the auditors and the management on the treatment of certain transaction. They have to brought up with the audit committee. And this act has also increased the whistleblower protection. In case of fraud, the auditors and employee of the company can blow the whistle. They are not going to consider the breaching the confidentiality condition. And if they, like in case of employee, they suffer because of whistleblowing, then the state would, the government would ensure that the employee is not harmed. Similarly, the auditors, you see, if the auditor blows the whistle in case of fraud, bring up the fraud, report the fraud to the authority, and then the auditor should not suffer in form of losing the audit and facing the case in the court that they have breached the confidentiality. And if I talk about the timeline of the development it's a UK, in 1990 the Financial Reporting Council was established, and 92 the Code of Best Practice of the Carberry Committee given, and then in 95 the Greenberry Committee worked further on that, and in 98 the Hempel Committee worked on that, and 2003 all these code of Carberry, the Greenberry and the Hempel committee was put in under combined code on corporate governance, and 2008 they titled the code of corporate governance. And if you look at the timeline in USA, in 1996 the report of the National Association of Corporate Directors, Blue Ribbon Commission known as, and they worked on the director professionalism, and they brought certain the principle which to be followed by the board members. And then in 2002, after the debacle of Enron and WorldCom, then the Sarbanes-Oxley Act was issued. Similarly, in other countries also, like the developing countries, India, Pakistan, they also issued the Code of Corporate Governance, which they are revising over a period to bring a more refinedness and more effectiveness in those codes. So basically, these codes work around the 9 principles which I discussed earlier with you, and the one thing which is the non-executive director role. What the role of the non-executive director? They provide the input in the strategic making of the companies. In chalking out the strategic plan, they are normally very helpful. And the performance evaluation, companies are required to have a mechanism to evaluate, the board need to evaluate its performance periodically, annually in certain countries required. So these non-executive directors are very effective in carrying out that function. And the risk committees, mostly the members are the non-executive director. Audit committee, always the director members are the independent director, non-executive directors. And the remuneration committee also provides, the majority of members come from the non-executive roles. And benefit of involving the non-executive director, they have experience or knowledge of certain area where the executive director lacking that knowledge. And once they are involved in policy making, the perspective is taken as an independent. That the independent secretary is there for decision making, and their involvement enhances the confidence among the stakeholders. And only problem is finding out the true independent non-executive director. If they are there, they like to work with the very successful company. They don't want to risk their name and get associated with the company which are running with the difficulty, business and financial difficulty. That's only the effect is that. When I look at now how to evaluate the performance of the board, which is, I said, under the various corporate governance codes and procedure is the requirement to carry out the performance evaluation periodically. So I take it in 3 layers. The first is, if you have the right procedure in place, it will promote the quality working practices. Okay, when I say right procedures mean board meetings are effective, communication and reporting is very effective. People have the proper business knowledge, and corporate policies are very effective and transparent, known to the people, and ongoing development is taking place in these areas. Why we call it right procedure in place, certainly is going to promote the quality working practice in the organization. And the second is the right people. The board composition and structure should be the proper, and people should be the knowledgeable and according to the competency and challenges involved in the business, and they should have the proper skill, and their skill should be continuously to be developed, and the relationship need to be managed, like conflict management, this kind of thing. So this is the right people there, and this facilitates the strong management competency in the organization. And then third layer comes with the right purpose. So right purpose means role, objective and responsibility of all board members is clear to everyone, loud and clear, and this drives the outstanding business performance. So when this kind of thing is in place, so then when we look at the good corporate governance and bad practices in corporate governance. So what I call good is when the chief operating officer sees that the board is providing positive and constructive advice and guidance. Information, number 2, is the freely and comprehensively provided to all board members. Agendas of the meetings are designed to encourage and enable the open debate, and the board members are able to make effective contribution in decision making. And the role of the chief executive and chairman are normally need to be separated. All board members, if are able to prepare to address the important issue without the threat of the removal, and that's the effective practice. And the independent director has the ability to request and obtain the additional information needed to help in decision making. And lastly, the independent directors are able to make contribution to strategic decision making of the organization. If these things exist, we call it there's a good practice. Opposite to that, bad practices. Okay, this is what we discussed in the broadly the corporate governance, and we will be inshallah looking at later on in detail each area, and also particularly what are the requirements placed to ensure the proper governance by various countries. We will be looking at particularly with reference to what are the requirements in UAE regulatory areas. We will be looking at in detail, inshallah.